Hi everyone, let's get started. So I wanted to show you that I have a perfect work sample here submitted by our student Tyler. He has added a cover sheet that I have provided you in an email, and his cover sheet is completely filled out. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see it a little bit closer. All of his work samples are behind the cover sheet, and then his PE log is in the back of all the samples, and everything is secured with a paper clip. So this keeps his packet nice and tidy, and I don't lose anything. He's also submitted a sample for each subject that he has. So he has a math sample, an ELA sample, which can be any component of ELA, so literature, handwriting, comprehension, grammar, usage and mechanics. Then he has a science and a history sample and an art sample as well. This student, Tyler, is not enrolled in music, so he did not attach a music sample. Let's take a look at Tyler's math sample. If you can see here, we have Tyler's math sample. It has his first and last name, which I've covered for confidentiality reasons, the unit and lesson number, and the date it was completed on the online school, as well as the answers to all the questions, and the learning coach grade, which you can see there that he got 100% on this, -0. Perfect math sample for Tyler. Now let's take a look at his ELA sample here. His ELA sample is for literature. It's a really fantastic sample. It's neat and tidy. It has a little bit more depth, so it has short answers. And on the back, he's listed his first and last name, the unit and lesson number, the date, and there is also a learning coach grade. Nice work, Tyler. And he got a smiley face because it looks fantastic. Literature. Next, we have a history sample for Tyler, which is a 2-page document. So at the bottom, we've listed page 1 of 2, and let's see if we can see it, page 2 of 2. There we go. And on each page, he has the heading with his first and last name, the date, and the unit and lesson number. There's also a teacher grade, learning coach grade, at the very top. Next, we're going to take a look at Tyler's science sample. So he has the unit and lesson number, which luckily on this worksheet it was provided, the date and his first and last name, and a teacher grade. Fantastic. And this has short answers as well in a grid, and it's neat and tidy. Lastly, Tyler submitted an art project that he did, and it shows the way he used Matisse's characteristics in his paintings to create his own painting. And the back has the name, unit and lesson number, and the date. This I don't submit to the main office, but I do record the grade, and I do record what Tyler did. And I still look to see that it matches on the online school. Then we have his PE log attached. Tyler has used the PE log that I provided that is very handy because it's for each individual learning period, and at the very bottom it has the due date, which I find to be quite helpful. His learning coach has filled out all components of the PE log, so his name, her name, my name, and the student ID, which I've covered just for confidentiality reasons, and entered all the minutes and totaled the minutes for me. That's a big one. That's a big error I see sometimes. The minutes aren't totaled. It takes a lot longer for me to total all my students' minutes than for the learning coach to help me out and do that, so I really appreciate that. And that is the final component that is paper clipped to the back of the work sample packet. So lastly, I just want to go over some of the most common mistakes I see when I receive work sample packets. I made a nice little handy list for you, and we could read it together. So to have a perfect work sample packet, you want to make sure that your samples have the proper headings. So they have to have your first and last name, your unit and lesson number, and the date the assignment was completed on the online school. That goes into my second bullet point. The dates, the units and lessons must match on the online school. They have to match. It's very, very important. And this is a big mistake that I see sometimes happening. I always check these, and learning coaches, you can check this too by going to your students' online school. Bullet point 3, make sure that your quarter dates are correct. So do not submit a sample for quarter 2 that you completed in quarter 1. It doesn't work, and we have to collect an additional sample if that happens. So try your very best not to do this. The 4th bullet point is to complete the cover sheet. The teachers and I have created this cover sheet to help you. We promise you. We don't want to create more work. It really is to help you. And by going through the checklist, you're really going to ensure that your work sample packet is perfect. Then you're going to attach a PE log to the end and make sure that it's fully complete. And this is how you know you have perfect work samples. Thank you for joining me. I've really had a good time making this video, and I hope that you will contact me with any questions you might have about work samples. I know they can be tricky the first couple of times, but I know you guys can do it. I look forward to seeing great samples of your students' work in the future.